Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Ritual League 3.13. In this episode, I have my build reviews. So last episode, episode 721, I did a build review, and one of the key things was Ahuana with the Baron. And so I did all those build reviews, and people were really thankful. And then a bunch of people also submitted new build reviews for me to review again. So I have a bunch of builds to go through today. And I guess we'll just get it started right away with the first one. So the first one is Zomparxos. I'll show his comment here. He commented, after your vid, I tried Ahuana and it rocks. This is Ahuana Surging Vitality Baron build. Any suggestions for improving my damage is okay-ish. Cyrus 8 is no problem and zombies can stay alive. So after my build review, it was good. And then he's now done with the build because I guess it was too easy, and he's on to the next one. So he stripped out the shit, pulled out the items. He's done. Easy clap. Congratulations on the build. Next build review. So for the next build review, we have this one from gmcmartin, character JimNecro, Planet Karma. Thank you. So awesome build reviews, Ethan. Thank you. I'm still not finding the answers I'm looking for my skeleton build. I have played on and off since Blight, trying to min-max the build and running out of ideas on what to do next. Got a lot of nerfs since then, yet managed to improve the survivability by a lot. I've got really high HP, so I tried both Divine Flesh and Corrupted Soul and found I have more effective HP with Divine Flesh. I also recently shifted from Hatred to Pride, as I had seen your video back then saying that Pride's aura was super small and wondered why you were still using it, then realized you corrected it after you posted it. Tried to see if I could recraft my gear with harvest crafting and can't find any worthwhile options on it. I just bought Awaken Multi-Strike for 75 exalts on standard, which was a big bump to my SKELEEZZ damage. I have to find Anomalous Impale to bring their Impale chance to 99, so please bring it with the knowledge of your Necros. How can I min-max my build? Yes, sir. Whoops, wrong button. This one. This is his build. He's not joking. He's a skeleton with Sabakwa, Divine Flesh, 1.7 mil per Skelly. He has 13 Skellies. The Skelly 6 link is this. I noticed that he uses Spirit Offering and Ruthless, and he doesn't use Awaken Brutality, and he chose to do some sort of hybrid thing where it does Withering Step, so you get withered, and then he has the Chaos from the Grave Intentions and the Spirit Offering, but really his main damage is physical, so he's just slightly going into the Chaos. And now my first instinct seeing the build is, let's say you just leave it as it is, right? Very simply, one of the first things I would do is change Ruthless to Awakened Brutality. And it's just more damage, even with the Spirit Offering. And that's funny, right? And it doesn't count Grave Intentions, but Grave Intentions isn't that great for SKELEEZZ. So that's the first thing, Awakened Brutality. Second one is, then technically Flesh Offering instead of Spirit Offering is more damage. So same again, it's just better, 2.1. So we went from 1.7 to 2.1 just by switching two skills. And then he already pointed it out, but he only has one Rotting Claws, and if he could get his Impale up from 87 with the Anomalous Impale, 10%, it would go to 97, and if he could get the extra Divergent Dread Banner, he'd get the extra 3%. And then he'd be at 100%, and he'd be at 2.18, and it feels way better, trust me, than 87. It's a massive diff if you can do that. So that's another big difference. And then I would say that if you changed Spirit Offering, there's only one problem though. I don't know how the hell your minions are surviving when they don't have Ellie res. Like, so without the Spirit Offering, 48, the zombies, 48. So then my idea would be that you need the skill tree res, right? So you would take these, but you don't have enough skill points. You have to lose some. So I'd take out like this maybe, and maybe this, and this, and this. So you lose some life, but now the build actually works. I don't know how it was working before, to be honest, from my experience. And then, like, you literally had to keep spirit offering up permanently. Otherwise, your shit would die. And so this is more clear, and then we could put the skeletons in to show the DPS here, and they're all physical. And this is 400,000 extra with the impale. So it's bigger deeps. You lose some survivability, obviously. You had more with your 8,000 life, but then this is a more well-rounded, complete build instead of yeah. There's some other stuff you could do, some other stuff you can look into, but I could also move this point to here. This is extra 1% life, I noticed. Because you need the chaos because of the Zabakwa. Never mind, I get it now. Okay. But yeah, otherwise, I gave up some of your survivability to make the build more well-rounded. Then you gain deeps out of literally the same thing, except just adding Awakened Brutality. And then the Impale will make it feel a lot better. And then if you want the real, like, going skeletons, honestly, dude, you don't go, like, specters and zombies and all this shit. You just go SKELEEZZ, and you go with this medium. There's a medium cluster jewel. That you don't know, obviously, cluster, or maybe you do know and you don't know how to build it, and you're not comfortable in it, so that's why it's a side build. This was one of the meme builds I thought about making because it's so cool. So Blessed Rebirth, your minions can't take damage when they're spawned recently, which is 4 seconds. So for 4 seconds your skeletons are immune. Then the renewal, they're gonna always be on full life because they're immune for the 4 seconds. And then you could use that, and that'll keep your skeletons alive without any of the elemental res, without any of the minion survivability. You can keep skeletons alive for 4 seconds, and then you don't need any other minions, and it's pretty insane. Notice you don't have Ravenous Horde. That kind of sucks, but whatever. I guess that's fine. One thing you may not have known is Ravenous Horde, when you show it in POB, it doesn't calculate the onslaught, so it's another 20%. But I guess it's not, you're relying on Grave Intentions, but you don't want to rely on the Onslaught. It's all because you wanted to you wanted to anoint Death Attunement. I honestly think you should just path up to this Jewel Socket probably, and path up to Death Attunement, and do that like normally, but it's fine anointing it, honestly. But thank you for the build review, man. I hope my suggestion on the extra medium cluster can help. There's one more. There is another meme. So large cluster, minion damage. There's still the skeletal atrophy. So if you want to go instead of the chaos route, instead of the physical, you can go the chaos. So you could fully convert the skeleton damage to chaos through the skeletal atrophies on the larges, and then you have 10% chance to wither enemies on hit. So it's like free withering touch. And then you could also put Withering Touch, you could also put Spirit Offering, and you could actually go do your scaling of Fizz to Chaos and go do this with your Withering step. But don't combine both of them in one. That's just confusing. If you're going to do Impale, do Impale. If you're going to do Chaos, do Chaos. Don't mix them. That's just weird. Next build review. Next build review we have lioazemPC, aNewLeagueANewWitch. Hello. He can't do the hidden, Maven, Awakener 8, the Feared. Tried the hidden, can't even kill a single Breach Lord. So I pull up the POB and let me enable some stuff. I just fresh pulled it up because I already reviewed it, and then I was like, gotta redo this review because it's interesting. So first of all, first thing is I noticed that this build has so much fucking damage. It's 1.8 million damage. You put in the Carrion and 94 Impale. So it's really only missing like what, Divergent Dreadbanner? Because of the current setup, because of the two large clusters. So first thing I noticed is the large clusters are poop. You went for Primordial Bond and you're an Elementalist, and you're the old build. You're the old Elementalist, Carrion Golem, non-updated, and instead of, you tried. I actually, like, I could tell you tried. You added Flesh and Stone. You added Aspect of the Spider. You're trying. I see it. I see you. You put in effort here to make this work. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, so what I see is this is an Elementalist, and I don't know how your Spectres stay alive because they don't have elemental res. So to be honest, this is like impossible to build review because it's literally the old build and it's just not changed. I literally just have to pull up like the Necro POB, the new guide, and transition this over, or show you the stone golems and how you could just play stone golems instead of carrion golems, and it'll feel better as an elementalist, and you'll have 5 of them, and that makes more sense. But if you want to go carrion, you go necromancer, because you don't really need to scale up the golem buff effect of the carrion golem, because the zombies aren't going to be your carries. And then yeah, if you take this as here, I'll just review this as simply as possible. The easiest way to make this way better, because of the version you're playing, is switching Carrion Golem to Stone in this link, so that you have a 21 Stone. You're now a Stone Golem build. You have 2.16 million DPS. You have Feeding Frenzy Maim on a Chaos Golem. You take the Maim and you put it on Flesh and Stone instead. So the Flesh and Stone and the Maim can go here instead of in the ring. You put it here. You still have enough mana. You might need a little bit extra mana or something to fix it. But then I gave you Divergent Thing. Some small things is get quality on your aura for the increased radius. Get quality on Generosity for the increased radius to the Dread Banner. You want 21 Maim. You want extra 1 second on the Feeding Frenzy off of quality. You want, well, you would want to level that up. But the Pride is pretty big, having the increased area of effect on it. If you're going to run Flesh Offering, you should probably... Dude, how do you have Awakened Gems in your main... but then you don't have quality on some of these things? Quality on the flesh offering for increased duration. We can go for the 21 zombie instead of the 2023. You can drop Meat Shield in the... you could actually... Now you could drop Zombie because you don't need it because you're a Stone Golem build. And this is where you can put Spectre in the helmet. And you drop Meat Shield for Blood Magic. And you've slightly capped the reses of your minions without having to do this. You save a whole extra 3 link here. Like you should really basically go look up my... I'll show you. Let me pull it up. I have Stone Golem budget build. So in case you haven't seen this, I have a 5x budget build for Stone Golems. It's episode 725. And this is the budget build. So we were able to pump out 1.1 million DPS out of the Stone Golems with only 5x budget, and this was the skill tree I used. It's pretty low life, but then the upgrades you can make, like the investment, you can get the cluster jewels. You can get like for the 100% impale, you could go. So let me just give you some examples. Awaken Melee Fizz instead. Oh, this is. Awaken Melee Fizz, like just this build difference. A lot of the stuff is like in the helmet. I'm able to run Feeding Frenzy on the zombie and the Spectre, so that they're aggressive with the power and frenzy charges. We don't have an Animate Guardian in yet. This zombie becomes Animate Guardian. And basically, alright, after some tinkering, I have messed with my 5x budget build, and we changed it to have a cluster jewel. So we went with, for this, it's a Stone Golem Elementalist, so we went with Primordial Bond, Renewal, Rotting Claws. We added a jewel, so we took it up to the same level as his, well, 1 extra point. 95. I don't know. His is 95, right? but only 117, so he's missing a point. So then the second thing is our tree has the minion Ellie res on the tree, has the physical damage reduction on the tree, has unwavering stance or stun immune, can fit everything, has more damage. You have less life, but that's because the gear sucks. So this is still like the regular gear. You could get some more life on the helmet, and I guess you could give up some of the damage or something for more life maybe. But now, how does this compare? So I made it pretty fair, like I made it even in the sense that so okay, look at a few things. More damage, more minion life, we have more regen, more physical damage reduction by a lot. You could get more because you could get like actual wands, actual weapons that give levels to like the Chaos Golem and shit. There's a bunch of things. The reason why mine's way better is we keep the golems actually alive in this build. I mean the specters and the animate guardian, we actually keep them alive with the skill tree, and we have the bigger damage, and all around this is gonna feel better than what you had probably. And then you actually have more room too. So like your skills were all messed up. It was weird combinations, weird spots. I don't really know. And then like I told you, you were running Carrion, and I switched you to Stone, so you don't even have to run zombies now, and that's even better. And then you had this set up, but I just switched it to these. So we run Flesh and Stone Mim. There's some extra spots. There's some extra gems, so this isn't a fully complete build. This was just like a quick, I roughly upgraded the 5x build to what you had, which is like a cluster, the jewels, and I gave you awakened gems, except for multi, to simulate the exact damage. Then I gave anomalous impale and divergent dread banner to get 100% impale. And this is going to feel way better. And then your minions will actually survive, so you can actually have specters buffing up your golems and having the the frenzy charges. I did a 21 anime guarding 21 specter, and I put aspect of the spider in the build to simulate his aspect of the spider. And I took out the vitality that was in this 5x budget build. So I'll leave a POB to this in the description below. I don't know what this is, how much this costs, but I think that's the most I can help you, man. Hope that helps. Next one, SKELEEZZ. We have this. God damn it. One sec. Video comments, this one. We have MuRKkX. Necro, Carrion Golem, Aura Stacker. Hello Ethan, it's MuRKkX, and this would be my first time using my own POB and putting it together. I switched from non-Aura stack Carrion Golems to Aura stacking, sitting at 5.2k ES with low life, looking to implement more ES for survivability, running a few uniques to get it started, and looking for upgrades to boost overall god level. Really tight on dex and strength requirements. Thanks and keep up the great work. Love you, man. So here we have a low life Necro witch with the usual billion uniques, absolutely no room, fully upgraded. There's literally nothing, like what the fuck. So let's take a look. He said more ES and more really tight on dex and strength. You already took the strength there. Your dex, where do you get that from? 52 on a ring. That's gross. Light radius is based on energy shield instead of life. Why do you have light radius problems? But quality defense grants mana per quality. You wanted more mana instead of energy shield from the chevrons. Let's take a look at this. It's just 18 uniques. How do you upgrade a fully unique build? There's nothing here, man. There's just what do you build after this, which is energy shield build. But the logical things would be, hey man, you gotta level up. You got 3 extra skill points, and then you take these 3. But no, in reality, you have Feasting, Renewal, Vicious. Do you actually have 100% Impale? Without? This is an aura stacker, so it makes sense, but do you? Let's just make sure, 100%. So no Rotting Claws needed. He runs the extra Feasting Fiends for the extra Leech. He's done this skill tree. He didn't come down here for the Jewel Socket here. He went through the pathing like this. And other thing I noticed is, yeah, pathing through here gets you more damage, but this gets you more ES. It's pretty interesting. But obviously, levels would help you out for that extra little bit that you want. That's quite a bit. 300 energy shield. Does this also... Yeah, it's even more. That's pretty crazy. But literally, you're a full unique build. Like, you're a full unique build, dude. After looking at your build some more, I found one improvement. Predator. I don't think you really need this. But I guess you can use it for bosses, and then you get that extra deeps. But wouldn't you rather just run like a regular support in here? Like Awaken Minion damage? That's always working, 9.1. And then you don't have to worry about triggering it on bosses and shit. Since in this build you already have Primordial Might, your golems are aggressive for free. You don't need Feeding Frenzy or Signal Prey. Big recommendation there. And I'm telling you, the other red flag that's shouting out to me is this Jewel Socket, and these 4 is usually like super good. So for example, let's just for a second, okay, this is your Watcher's Eye, so I'll switch it to here, and let's just show off what this could look like for fun, because it's interesting. And then you actually unlock another strength node if that helps you out, if by doing this pathing instead, and you give up this extra stuff. But I don't think it's that big of a deal compared to maybe getting even more energy shield. Let's put in the Watcher's Eye to simulate what you're actually at now. Yup. So then, yeah, I like this pathing better. And then it actually shows that then it's only 3 points from the center instead of going up. And it's pretty close, right? Like, you could almost justify doing something different here, right? You could totally see how you end up with my skill tree, right? And my Scion skill tree instead of doing this. And you could also see how you could save skill points not coming out of the start and going out through here instead and not going up. And you anoint the Golem Commander, or get it from above like this, and you skip this part. I don't know. Very interesting nonetheless. There's a bunch of min-maxing you could do here with this. There's also the thing where you did a second anoint for charisma, but you don't have Banner of Command or Champion of the Cause, and then you didn't go down and use the intuitive leap, so you could go do a bunch of the stuff I've done in the Scion Aura stacker. Honestly, you could still get more aura effect. You're only at 2.37. Huge improvement to be made to the build. It's kind of just stuck in a lull because you're a full unique build, and that seems really hard to upgrade. I fucking hate uniques. Holy shit. 5602 energy shield though. I think you have more damage with the Awaken Minion damage rather than the Signal Prey. And I think that the change of the pathing on the skill tree, this gives you more mana, so you actually have more mana reserve again, which is even better than your pathing. And I'm telling you, then you could probably do this thing too and fuck up all this. So hope this helps you either way. Thank you, MuRKkX, for the submission of the build review. Next, we have PS4 Ritual Jazav. So I tried to pull up this guy's POB at first, and it gave me a problem because he was on PS4, but then I figured out that you can import PS4. You just have to swap the thing to PS4 first. So this is his, I believe. So we have JazavachR. I think JazavacHR should be good. Okay. So he has a Witch, Necro 96. Let's get ourselves all caught up. This is a double 6-link. So he has a 6-link zombie, Feeding Frenzy, Impale, Empower in a fucking giant weapon. He uses a short bow with a quiver. And the short bow has the +1 and the +2 and the attack speed. And then he decided to also get a Carrion Golem and 6-link that in the chest plate in a Sokka walls. And then he also put Primordial Jewels in the build. So it's like Primordial Might, Primordial Eminence, Primordial Harmony. He has the Anima Stone. I don't know which one his carry is. So let's just say this is 6 million damage in zombies. And his Carrion Golems are 10 million. So that's pretty cool, right? He's a dual minion build. But then I wonder real quick, because he didn't take Grave Intentions. So let me just show you something real fun, right, to start off the bat. What's wrong with the build? Well, this is one problem. Look at the elemental res. Wait, it's actually fine. How did he get the extra? Wait, why is it wearing the armor? Oh, minion stats. Here we go. I was like, what the fuck? It's counting the armor. Okay, we're good. So yeah, they're not res capped. They look res capped, but you can't count on Commander of Darkness. The area of that aura is too small. So your minions only have 65. I highly recommend you actually capping them with an extra 10% on like a jewel or something if you're gonna do this. So you could get like an Abyss Jewel in a Stygian Vice, just like this. And as your extra mod, you could get minions have elemental res 10%, and that would help a lot. F. I don't know. Can't edit. But basically, I'd want to get 10% extra LE res on the jewel. And then what else I would notice is, well, this build's pretty fucking cool. I don't know what you have on your Elegant Hubris, but generally, it's not worth it to do 2 6-links like this. Usually, I like it. It's pretty cool. You have it working. It clearly is actually a thing. But the main problem would be that you did all this, and then no matter what, your build is... Oh, you made him tanky. You cheated. You're squishy. You can't scale this build. Your Carrion Golems are squishier than the fucking things. What the hell, man? And then, do you have the helmet? +3. And then you have an extra extra zombie. So I'd almost think it's just more worth it to go full zombies, isn't it? Or full Carrions. It's not worth it to do both combined. If you were to combine them, there's an option to maybe go Elementalist for the Golem buff effect, so that the Golem buffs the zombies, and that's how you combine them. Or you use the zombies' numbers to buff up the Carrion Golems, and you go a Golem build, Carrion Golem build with the full Carrions. I don't usually recommend to go both. It's a very cool build. What did you need help with? This is PS4 as well. What can I still do? Idea is craft rings and do a few more levels. Did this alone playing since Synth League. Yeah, it's fucking insane, dude. 3 slumlords. 3 slumlords on his... He's pumping out so much fucking damage. Let's see this. Usually... This is good, actually. 3 point, 2 point, 2 point. This is a good Elegant Hubris as well. I don't think you need the extra mana reserve. I noticed that you have extra. But he's just pumping out big fat fucking deeps. The biggest problem would be scaling up your own survivability with this. It's literally impossible. You had no scaling of survivability with this. This is mostly just big fucking deeps. Oh, you've also went for Dread Banner Enchant. Is that required? I guess so if you don't go Anomalous Impale and you don't do a different Dread Banner. Oh, you did Divergent Dread Banner for this as well. Oh, and you run an Enlightened 4 to be able to fit it all. Nice, man. This is a crazy build. This is a crazy build. Casting damage taken Flesh Offering. Pretty weird. Uh-huh. That's a pretty weird one. And I'd recommend... Oh, you went for 2020. Is that better than a 21-0? But, yeah, there's not much to really say except for, obviously, Awaken Multi. Oh, it's a pretty cool source of Feeding Frenzy, seeing as how it's actually your main thing. You can get the alternate quality anomalous raised zombie for the reduced cooldown recovery. You could do the same thing to Carrion Golems. Get them the divergent for the cooldown recovery. You get second Awaken Multi, dude. Come on, man. You need it. Forehead. You can go for the alternate quality skitterbots for the increased effect of non-damaging ailments. You can go... You have aspect of the avian with the Saka walls. That's pretty cool. This build's pretty sick, man. Nice build. I really like it. That's crazy shit. And you did this all on your own. It's actually insane. One recommendation, probably Fearsome Force. 100%, because of all that AoE from your zombies and your Carrion Golems. Would highly recommend Fearsome Force. You'll love the increased area. Just these changes alone. Yeah, and like I said, probably in the future you would prioritize only one of these, one or the other, and keep the second one as a support, not the full carry as well, because it just doesn't make that much sense to combine them. Okay, next, Flappyboimri. We got... He's Carrionagainrip. Okay. So this is my... Similar to my 5x budget Necro Witch. I like it a lot. I'm actually really glad to see this. Just seeing this already has already made my day. No, so he went Renewal, Vicious, Rotten Claws. He went for an extra medium because he's trying to upgrade the build and he doesn't know what to do, and it's really interesting. So then he has Flesh and Stone, Mim, Vitality. It's exactly just like my guide. He's missing some quality on things. He's copied the guide too well. No, you could definitely add quality to things. Okay, you went for the 100% Impale. So your question is... Don't know where to go from here to scale damage and survivability. Okay, so honestly, Awaken Melee Fizz is a gigantic upgrade if you can get it, because it gives you Intimidate. I already had this ticked. This wasn't actually on in your build, my bad. Now you can use this. So the difference, you had Melee Fizz 1.5 and I took you to Melee Fizz Awakened with the extra qual for the Intimidate and the extra Intimidate 1.79. That's a gigantic upgrade. That's big deal for big DPS. You already did the Rotten Claws, Anomalous Impale, Divergent Dread Banner. I like it. You need the extra quality on the Divergent Dread Banner for the extra Impale. Now they're at 100. I'd highly recommend to quality up your stuff. Like, well, I think 21 MAM is better. You could quality up the Flesh and Stone, but I think it changes the speed of the cooldown recovery rate, which doesn't matter. You can go for Anomalous. You don't need it though. We can just leave that for now. Generosity, you want the extra quality so that it increases the radius of the Dread Banner, because Dread Banner is your Impale, so if it doesn't reach the enemy, then it's bad. You can upgrade your Pride level, get quality on the Immortal Call so it lasts longer. You can level Frostwall to 10. This Bone Offering, pretty cool. Precision level 1 if you want the extra quality. The extra area of effect really helps the aura radius. I can show you actually. So precision, this is the aura radius 50, and you had it like this. So this is what you were actually running, a 44, and so by getting the quality on it, it increases it quite a bit. Here you have this, pretty good. You can get extra quality on the Feeding Frenzy for 1 extra second of the Feeding Frenzy duration. Level up the Awakened Minion damage for the extra damage that you have there. Then I would highly recommend Fearsome Force. Did I leave this out in my guide? Did I leave that out in the guide, dude? That's crazy if I did. But yeah, I'd honestly swap those 3 for those 3. And then you would look into probably spending a lot more, dude. This is where you would go like big upgrades, real wands, you know, real items. You go out of the budget. Like I said, Awaken Melee Fizz is big. You can go for Awaken Generosity. Awaken Generosity is big. You can go for the Awakened... Like, just getting Awakened Gems finished up is a huge step. It's basically like free damage. Obviously, you spent stuff to get them, but they're just pure upgrades. You don't have to take out anything. You don't lose anything. You just gain. So you see how your damage is just going up, switching to these Awakened Gems. And this would be the last one because it's the most expensive. And that gave you 300,000 more. If you didn't know, it's fucking insane. And then, honestly... is where you would be probably beginning to upgrade items, like going for the wand, the real wand, the big wand, better helmet maybe. This is pretty good though. That's a really good helm. What the fuck? That's a nice chest. Nice glove. Your reses are a bit too much. You could probably get endurance charges on the rings. Like open suffix, craft endurance charges. You could go for Taunt, Blind, Jewel instead of damage for more survivability, because there's other mechanics behind survivability than just life and the normal like LE reses and defenses. There's also Blind, Taunt. Yeah, it's pretty good though. 37k. You look pretty squishy. Your flasks, your Forbidden, Basalt, Granite. Nice. Nice, with a Bottled Faith. They're only like 3x right now. It's actually insane. But that's how I would upgrade the deeps for the beginning. Is I would get Fearsome Force, and I would upgrade the Awaken Gems as your next step. Specifically, the Awaken Melee Fizz and like the Awaken Brutality, because those are big fat upgrades. And I would get quality across the auras, because that makes a huge difference. And I would level up Maim one more time, and you could get a lot more damage out of the build. Where does survivability come from? Well, once you deal too much damage, then you can pull back on the damage that you've spent some on the skill tree, like the nodes on the skill tree for damage. And then you get to save points, and then you could actually upgrade items to the point where you work towards my really expensive shit. True. I hope that helps for your question of how to get more damage. Then we have Reister, another PS4. So this one's interesting. He says he's Caustic Arrow. So let me pull this one up. I think it's this one. So Rye Take 2. So we have Absolute Insanity. This is Caustic Arrow. He has 2.1 million DPS. I don't know what to turn on for his settings. This is his tree. What did he say? Need more DPS for bossing. Well, this is not DPS. This is not DPS. This is pretty good. That's pretty good. So you can actually look at the numbers. 97k. This is 65,000, 68,000, 65, 81, 82. So the best node he has for damage is Exposure Therapy. So if he wants to get the most damage out of his build, he should stack Exposure Therapy and this one, Wicked Pal, and he should also get Unholy Grace. That one's pretty good too. These 65s aren't that great, but they're life and damage and regen, so that's actually really good. That's why he's stacking this one. This one is just damage over time and duration of ailments on enemies. I'm not sure if that actually is as good as the other ones, where the other ones have way more stats. 97,000 on Exposure Therapy. Like, what the fuck? Flow of Life looks gross. And he went to Nextra Circling Oblivion again. So I feel like he could just stack Flow of Life plus Exposure Therapy on every single one. But I don't know why you need the increased duration. But yeah, this is Caustic Arrow. And this is Chaos. Is this DPS from Dot? So his actual DPS is only 2,000, but his Dot DPS is 2 2 million? What? What the fuck? You can do that? How much is your 83? Wait, how? Wait, and this is without, like, withering stacks and all this shit stacked up. You should have good DPS, shouldn't you? You have Wither, Multiple Totem, Spell Totem, Despair, and Awaken Blossomy, and Feeble, Enlighten, Withering Step. You could have a lot more. But you have the Curse, you have Aura. Is there really no auras to buff this? How did you do so much damage with the poison? Holy shit. Holy shit. So you have... Is this poison? Or just for the damage over time on the ground, the caustic ground? This is actually just for the caustic ground, for the chaos damage over time. It's not even poison. Oh, that's so cool. I get it now. I thought it was poison. Because I was like, how is this going to work? I don't get it. Okay. Dude, that's fucking sick. How would you get more damage? This is a dot build, dude. You think I've built a dot build? Well, generally, fuck these flow of lives. And probably go for more of these exposure therapies, because the deeps. And, when I looked at it, Unholy Grace and the... Wait, yeah, Unholy Grace is stacked and Wicked Pal is stacked. You should definitely go for those. 14% increased effective auras is only 84,000, not worth it. But yeah, definitely recommend those for improvements. And can you do like point blank projectile attack hits, deal up to... No, that probably doesn't... That doesn't help, no. Wow, that's really cool. We could also do this for DPS. Total DPS, impale, sure. Poison DPS. No, it's not poison. It's actually dot. There we go. So you could check dot DPS for the skill tree. And see the top node. So that is all the way over there. But we could do the power per point. And then you could also do power report. And so you can see on the current thing for 3 points, you could do Farsight. And that gives you 205,000 apparently, because of the increased damage over time with bow skills. That's pretty cool. Increased attack damage, increased damage with bows. But I don't... Oh, and allocating the whole thing 300,000. This is actually pretty good for only 3 points for DPS, since that's what you really wanted. That's 10% more DPS in just 3 points, based on the current stuff that I spec'd. I'm not sure if it's right. And yeah, that's like the biggest one, right? Otherwise, it would be Anointing Tenacity, which Tenacity is increased max life and transfiguration of body, which I don't know what that is actually. So let me quickly look that up. Oh, it says it right here. Increases and reductions to max life also apply to attack damage at 30% of their value. 228,000 for an anoint. What's your anoint? No witnesses. What the hell is that? What? Oh. You don't want a path 4 points? I guess it's the same. Yeah, but wouldn't you just path the 4 points and then do something like tenacity as your anoint? Because you could get 222,000 in a single point. And this one, 111,000 in 1 point. So where I said it was 3 points for 205, this is 111 for 1 point. That's actually insane. So just finishing up this circle that you skipped the 1 point on is actually gigantic DPS. Wow. Wow. So that's how I would upgrade your Caustic Arrow using POB with the things I know. Now we have Big D 1986, character golem nerfs, lol, have about 20 to 30x to spend. What should he upgrade? Here we go. Let's pull this one up. So this is, that's JazavacHR again. My bad. Golem nerfs. So he's a low life, Carrion Golem, Witch, Necro. He's missing 1 skill point. So basically he has to go back through the axe and go complete 1 thing that he missed. And then he said, what should I upgrade? So an upgrade would mean that he likes the current state of the build and doesn't want to change anything and just wants a clean upgrade. So here I saw Vicious Bite Renewal. You have some money to spend? Well, go finish up this large cluster with an extra Feasting Fiends. So you would copy, you would basically change one of the large clusters to the other one because it's the same, but you just don't have 2 of them yet. There you go. Gain a little bit of damage. You get an extra Feasting Fiends in the build. Easy clap. Get some extra leech. The other thing is I noticed that your Carrion Golems, you have the Anomalous Impale and shit. That's pretty cool. Do you actually need it? Let's find out. Because you have all this aura effect in the build, so let's see if your Carrion Golems even need... They do. They do. You have 92. Let's get them to the 100%. And then you would add, one of the first things you would upgrade is not a 21 version. You would go Awakened, well you could do that, but Awakened Melee Fizz, and then you go 20 quality, and that gets you the chance to Intimidate, which I already had on, so now you have it. Extra Intimidate, PogChamp. You didn't have that before. I thought you did, based on the build. And then I would go Awakened Brutality, or... Before Awakened Brutality, I guess I'd do the Generosity first. You also could probably... Whoops. You could probably do Carrion Golem default and changing the Dread Banner to Divergent with this. 96. Hold up. Get the extra qual. Get the extra qual. Make this Awaken Gen. Well, let's see what it is before, actually. We're at 100% Impale without it. Yeah, so just Divergent, Dread Banner, 2020. You don't need the Impale one. And so Impale default, I think, is better. And then you can go for a 21 version as well. And then I would recommend... Where's the Dread Banner? Awakened Generosity, so you can get an extra level on the Dread Banner, some increased effect, increased aura effect. You go to 6.1. Then you're almost not even needing this for the Impale. You still do, but you're very close to not even needing it. So like a little bit more aura effect, and you wouldn't even need the Divergent. You're 5% off. And then I would recommend the rest of the Awakened Gems, obviously. So because you already have the clusters, you already have 100% Impale. Then you go Awakened Brutality. You get, so that puts you up to 6.6. It's big fat fucking damage. Overwhelm, 666, and then you have Awakened Multi. And there you go, 7.37, easy clap. And that's how you upgrade your build, but probably not getting all the way to Awaken Multi-Strike with your 20 to 30x budget. You would probably just go for like the Divergent Dread Banner, the Awaken Melee Fizz, maybe the Awaken Generosity, and maybe like Awaken Brutality, and start leveling them up and shit. I hope this could help you. Next one. Alright, and now we have the last build review, and it's from Bob England. Profile name MysticMarsh. Problem, not sure where to upgrade next. Okay, man, I got you, MysticMarsh. So let's open up yours. I was already taking a look a bit. So before upgrading, I would like to fix your build. So let's just start with a fix. So what's wrong? Well, I notice a few, just a couple glaring things. This is standard. Elementalist, Carrion Golem. So let's say you don't want this 10 strength here. Let's not take this 4% life, dex. Let's not take the 1 strength here. Let's not take a kill the price of glory node that is killed by your elegant hubris. And that's already, that's so much better, dude. Okay, Rotting Claws, Feasting, Primordial, Renewal, Dread March. So you have a combination of my old, you're using my old stuff, and then you've combined some of the new stuff I've shown, and I've confused you, and I'm really, really, really fucking sorry, man. Holy. You put Power Charge on crit on the Race Spectre. I'm not sure about that. So basically, you shouldn't use Bloodlust over Maim. And then if you're gonna be an Elementalist, I recommend not using Carrion, and I would recommend being Stone. And if you want to go Carrion, you go Necro now, because then we just go like Vitality, and it's easier. So this would be like that other build I did, the other one I already reviewed, where I took out like the zombie and the yeah, this doesn't fit. And you have Purity of Elements. And so it's not really, I can't really upgrade your build, because like the core of the build is like 2 builds combined. You've combined my Necro and my Elementalist, and then you didn't take Sacrifice in Dom Army, Grave Intentions, so you have no minion survivability. You're using my old style of like capping them with Elemental Army, but then your Spectres aren't in the link, so I don't really know how to take this very seriously, to be honest, and I don't know how to upgrade it other than basically pointing you back to that original. I remade my 5 mil DPS Stone Golem, and so I would recommend using something like this, where you have Spectre, Feeding Frenzy, Blood Magic, and Animate Guardian in the helmet with like minion life, and you have the minion nodes on the skill tree for minion defense, and then you use your Stone Golem 6-link. So yours would be even better than this, because you have Stone Golem, Awaken Multi, Awaken Minion Damage, Awaken Brutality, Awaken Melee Fizz. So pretty much I'm going to leave a link to my new, like, what would I call this? Let's say 30x budget build, Stone Golem Elementalist. I'll be leaving a link to this in the description, and so you'll be able to take yours and improve the skill tree. I also noticed another glaring thing. You're a Stone Golem Elementalist, and you took Eternal Youth. I do not recommend this. I never said this once, ever. There's no way this was me. 50% less life regen rate. So you have 500 with this, meaning you lost 500 taking this, just to make Energy Shield recharge apply to your life instead. But you have 1,000 regen that you're killing in half. I don't recommend that. And then so also here you still had 9 extra skill points, so obviously you could fix this all around. And then the other some stuff. You in yours, let's see, did you have, you used Divergent, so you have my old videos. And yeah, I've confused you because there's too much, and you've combined them, and it's all over the place. So I'd recommend looking at this new Stone Golem POB basically, and this should help out a lot for like putting a more clear which Elementalist Stone Golem together. And then the Necro doesn't have Stone, doesn't have Chaos, it's just 4 Carrion Golems, and that's how you save room. And then it uses like Vitality to have the life regen, and it has the 10% from the Bone Barrier. That's how you get the different damage reduction. But I'll have an upcoming video on budget builds for the Necro and the Elementalist, for the Carrion and the Elementalist. Then I'll have a budget version of the Necro endgame aura stacking, because I want a budget version of that so people can actually play my endgame build without obviously spending that much. They can try out aura stacking. I'd like to put that out, but hopefully this POB will help you and the other guy with your Elementalist Golem build. And if you're wanting to do Necro, I highly recommend Carrion then. Yeah, Necro Carrion is better, where Elementalist is more about the Golem buff effect, and that's the Chaos and the Stone Golem. And then you could upgrade this with like better wands, so you have actual like +1 to the +2 to the Chaos Golem, so you get the extra physical damage reduction, which gets scaled. Because, for example, just 2 levels on this, your physical damage reduction from 57, 51, 6% in 2 levels. It's pretty big. But yeah, this is my budget Elementalist. And now, after all that, I think we're done. I'm going to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon and my YouTube members who financially support the channel. I can't do this without you guys, so thank you guys for all the support. And thank you to anyone new who joins the Patreon or the YouTube members today. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!